What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we are going to talk about web warriors and the Doom raid and how you can do just fine with them at tier 12. You don't even need to put orange gear on them. This is in Doom 2.0. My web warriors about 391k power, and they did pretty well. It took a little bit of time getting them figured out. I'm on the right side, so my bio nodes are at the very end, and I had a two-shot the boss node, but we're going to talk about that today, kind of go over figuring out those nodes and how this team, yeah, it's got the purple gear. It's still a little bit of a challenge, but as you level them up, you should be okay. Get more stars on them. They'll do fine, but we're just going to break down these fights today and just show, if you're trying to progress in the Doom 2 raid, you don't really need to invest orange gear on this team, which is really incredible. We haven't even seen that with, New Warriors or Secret Avengers. You kind of had to push them up to tier 13 or tier 14. That is not the case with Web Warriors. So if you guys do enjoy this video today, you do find it helpful, make sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Let's dive right into it with the first fight. So this is really my positioning. There's probably optimal positioning here, but I've got to kind of have my stronger Web Warriors on the inside here. I do have Miles and Spider-Man both at 7-star. Scarlet Spider is the healthiest of the other Web Warriors, so he's kind of on the inside. Punk is very fragile. He's only 60k power right now. I haven't really geared him up. And I'm keeping Ghost Spider on the outside just because I don't want her taking a lot of damage, just in case she does wipe, because that leaves a lot of damage off the table if she dies. Yeah, it's not good. But yeah, this is the trick with tier 12 is that until you take them up to tier 14, you don't really get a lot of boosted focus. You're gonna have less damage, less focus, less resistance, less armor, health, all those stats. Tier 14 upgrades are huge for those stat bonuses. So when you're running in with tier 13, yeah, you're kind of leaving the team hampered. They're gonna have some problems, but here at 2.0, it's not really an issue. And I know people were doing them with tier 13 and tier 14 and 500k power was just demolishing Doom 2.3. And that was part of my motivation to see if just tier 12 would be able to do fine in 2.0. Kind of wanted to see if you needed to throw orange gear on this team to actually get them to work in the Doom raid. And yeah, that's really not going to be a problem. There are a couple characters to watch out for along the way. Vision is one of those. I did have an attempt where he actually put ability block on Ghost and Miles, which was not ideal. This Electro over here, you will need to be careful of, especially if she targets someone weak like Spider-Punk. She has her ability that deals damage for each positive effect on that enemy target, and your Web Warriors get a lot of bonus positive effects here, like offense up, defense up, death proof, evade, deflect, speed up. They get a ton of positive effects. So Electro is definitely a character to watch out for. Be careful with her. Also, Vision with his ability block. Scarlet Witch can prolong that ability block, and her ability to prolong cannot be evaded. It's one of those unavoidable attacks that could really mess with you. So you do need to be careful with that. And now we're just going to take care of Ghost. Ghost has an unavoidable ultimate, but also if you can get Disrupt on her so she doesn't gain evade, which is nice. And then just kind of be careful with getting negative effects on your team from, say, Doctor Strange or Ghost. You will need to watch out for Doctor Strange's ability to flip, because if you don't have evasion on your team, well, he's going to do that, and that's not ideal. So there are things to watch out for along the way. Now we're going to finish off Strife, and honestly, it was pretty straightforward on this first fight. You can see there, Electro got off her ability, did a ton of damage. And now you can use the basic from Ghost Spider if you want to, put blind on Vision so his ultimate doesn't do that clearing effects. We're getting low on health here with Miles. So it's challenging. Again, this was the first time I really tried the tier 12. It's been a while since I've tried the bio nodes on the playtest server. So it's trying to get back into the feel of things here. We also don't want Strife using his ultimate with the ability block. Ability block's really kind of the worst thing that you can fight or have happen to your team between that and unavailable attacks. So, yeah, this was not an ideal first fight. We got pretty close here on losing some characters. So it wasn't clean. It was a little bit messy, and we'll be able to clean this up as we try this fight some more, get more used to it, get some more practice in. But now we're just spreading offense down, defense down, speed down to other characters. Look at all those dodges from Spider-Man. And this is the one thing I hate. These two Elsas. Every time someone evades, they attack. And it just draws out the clock here too. We see we're getting a little low on time. So we need to kind of hurry things up. Again, this is part of the problem with they're only tier 12. They don't have a lot of damage right now. So you're trying to get these guys cleared a little bit. Make sure you can get blind on the Elsas. That's very helpful. And then gotta get rid of Black Bolt too. His special that he's going to use here in a second is unavailable. Thankfully, we had deflect on Spider-Man for that, so it wasn't a big deal. And now we're going to finish off Black Bolt. Now, you can also get offense down on him to help make sure that special doesn't deal a lot of damage. And this should just about wrap it up for him. And there you go. So the first note's cleared. Minute 13 left on the timer. Not ideal, but again, this is tier 12. We're kind of working with what we got here. All right, so we're going here into the second fight. And this one gets real close to the timer. And yeah, it's going to get dicey. So there's a couple characters here you need to be careful of. Phyla-Vell can remove negative effects from your team or from her team with her special. And then Cable has an unavoidable ultimate attack that's going to deal a lot of damage. So you always have to be careful with these unavoidable attacks. Those are your real bane for this team. Trying to get rid of that defense up and immunity off of Zemo. Our Scarlet Spider just couldn't swing it. Again, this is the problem with tier 12. They don't have a lot of that boosted focus from getting up to tier 14. So you're working with what you got here. And we're going to just go ahead and try to stun Phyla, which we do. That way we don't have her special with clearing negative effects. We want to kind of keep ability block on characters. And this too, every time someone evades, you gotta get a separate animation for Spider-Punk. I really, God, I hate these animations. This is like the worst part of your symbiotes, where there are just animations everywhere, and they just would not stop. And it really drew out the timer for your symbiotes. And it looks like we're gonna get that kind of annoying mechanic here too with Web Warriors, where every single evasion has to have a separate animation from Spider-Punk giving them speed bar. I really hate it. I believe that you could probably just turn on low combat mode or low graphics combat mode and probably speed that up a little bit. But again, it feels really annoying that you have to deal with that and having and kind of like reducing the quality of your fight just because you don't want animations there. There we go. Cable's gone. Now we need to get rid of Phyla-Vell because we don't want her using her special to clear negative effects. But also, we don't want Graviton stunning. We don't want Kingpin. We don't want Kingpin summoning minions. So we're going to get rid of Graviton first. He's kind of a little more deadly, in my opinion, just because he's going to be able to, do some prolonged negative effects, apply negative effects. A stun is no good. And now we get the next wave in. A Moon Knight and a White Tiger. That Moon Knight is going to be a problem. So we need to get blind on him for his ultimate to not do all those like negative effects. We don't want blind. We don't want the disrupt. You definitely don't want disrupt because that means you're not gonna be able to get evade on your team, which is a big problem, and then you're relying just on dodge chance. So we're slowly working on things here. Getting some disrupt on Bishop so he's not taunting. And now we need to focus on getting blind onto Moon Knight. Getting some offense down on him is going to be great too if you don't have the ability to get blind on him in time. You can put blind on him by using the basic from Ghost Spider, but you must have defense down on him for that to take effect. So we're gonna prolong some of these effects, and here we got blind on Phyla-Vell. We just spread that to everybody else with Ghost Spider. Now everybody's got blind on them. You don't have the special from White Tiger doing a ton of damage. You now have two more Phyla-Vells, which is going to be a little bit of a challenge, but we got rid of the first Phyla-Vell. Now you got a little bit of time before the other ones start doing, before they get to their special and remove negative effects. By that point, you'll have the ultimate from Moon Knight that will done its work and have missed because of the blind. And now we have the special from White Tiger that has missed. So yeah, at this point we're gonna try to stun. Didn't work. Actually, I don't think I used the stun from Spider-Man there. But there you go. The ultimate from Moon Knight has missed. Don't have all those negative effects. Very helpful. Try to reduce some speed bar on these Phyla-Vells if you want to. But at this point, I'm realizing the time I'm about to throw it on auto here, just to make the fight go a little bit faster. And yeah, also the Phylavels, they have some of the best damage stats in the game, so you do need to watch out for them. And this is why I have my higher health Web Warriors in the center, just so that, you know, we want Spider-Punk on the outside. He's one of the weaker characters. He has plenty of damage, but not good in health. And Ghost Spider, her special, or her passive, where every time a Web Warrior is attacked, she retaliates, does some solid damage. You want her on the outside too, because you don't want to lose that, because that passive is going to be a big component of a weak Web Warriors team like this. Like when you have 390k power on your Web Warriors, you need all the damage you can get, and so you need the Ghost Spider passive. And yeah, you just want to kind of keep her on the outside where she's not going to take a lot of damage. So slowly working through here. I'm keeping an eye on this timer. It's going to get real close. I'm going to defeat it with like no time at all left. And this is a big problem here where we actually, no, I believe I timed out here. I did time out. So yeah, this is one of those where, yeah, it's, again, yeah, it's a 2-tap, but thankfully I'm able to use that to my advantage because every time I spawn in with a full team of Web Warriors, look at that. Look how close we got. Yeah, so yeah, it's a bit of a pain. And again, as we level up Web Warriors more, as we get more stars on them, this should clear without a problem. But now I can use this to my advantage because I just had Spider-Punk use his ultimate, which put heal block and trauma out on the enemy team. And I'm going to want that for the boss fight with Doom because that's going to allow me to put stun on Doom if necessary and, you know, keep the ability block on him that can't be removed. So here's where things are going to get really nice with this, in that I believe it's Ghost Spider's passive. Yeah, so on spawn, if this has 4 or more Web Warrior allies, 2 ability energy for 5 random Web Warrior allies that were not at full energy. That means that I'm going to now spawn in for that second attack. Spider-Punk's going to get 2 ability energy to help charge back up, amped up. And then we go into the boss fight, and then he's going to get another 2 ability energy to help get this back up. So it was kind of beneficial that they didn't quite clear it there, but yeah, so now we're just going to move on to the next fight with the boss fight. And I'm going to show you guys something here real quick where I had a failed attack, and it's because with Doom, so you have Doom here, you got to get ability block, or you got to get a stun and trauma combo on him, because if he uses his ultimate, it's really over. So we got to get through this Red Guardian here first. We got rid of him. Now we need to go for Doom. And this is where I ran into a problem. This Doom bot was going to die. This Doom bot dies. And now it's going to put deflect on Doom. And that's going to cause him to block and resist the ability block from Ghost Spider. And I didn't have the stun and trauma combo up ready to go. So, yeah. There he goes, resist. And that's really about it. So yeah, I try to do my best, see if maybe I can find a way to get him to not use ultimate. He uses ultimate. Yeah. So you don't want that happening. So we're trying again, and this was a 2-tap. It's again, like, I can't stress this enough. As I gear them up more and as I put more levels into them, that should help a little bit in boosting their damage. That from 75 to 85, you get huge boosts in health, damage, in particular. So that's going to really help with keeping them going. We're gonna get some speed down on Doom here. Just kind of draw things out. We've got 2 stacks of trauma on him, so he's gonna move this first turn. That's fine. He's still got trauma on him, which means that now we can put stun on him after this next turn, and that's going to prevent him from clearing stun, and we get a little bit more time with him. We did need to get Disrupt on Red Guardian so that he doesn't taunt. You don't want that. You also need to keep an eye on this Rescue over here because she has a cleansing ability. So if you're not able to get trauma onto Doom, but you are still able to land ability block, you will need to make sure that this Rescue does not get use her ultimate because that will cleanse the negative effects from them. You don't want that. So slowly working through things here. Also, this ability block from Vision. Be very careful of this. Because if you get ability block on like Spider-Man and Ghost Spider, yeah, it's not good. So we're just need to clear the deflect there. We're gonna reduce speed bar on Coulson here so he doesn't use his Electro Punch for a little bit longer. And now we're going to stun Doom. There you go. So Doom is stunned. He can't cleanse it. Now is your chance to just hammer Doom. And that's pretty much what you're going to do here. So, yeah, it's annoying having these weak web warriors. I will put orange gear on them eventually. I did just want to see what they could do with tier 12. And here you go. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult without the orange gear on them, but it's doable at 2.0. I do not expect this to work at 2.3. Like, there's no way tier 12 web warriors are going to work at tier 3. Maybe. I'm sure someone will prove me wrong with that eventually, but yeah, unless you get a huge amount of stars in them and get really good red star pulls. Keep in mind, all of my web warriors are also like 2 to 3 red stars on the new ones. Just did not have good red star pulls on them. I've got 3 on Ghost Spider, and I've got 2 on Spider-Punk and Scarlet Spider, and I've got 4 on Miles and Spider-Man each. They're also 7 yellow. So yeah, it's not the best red star pulls. They're really hampered in that department too, which has made things a little more interesting, but I just wanted to see what I could do with them below 400k power, see if maybe they could work, and they do seem to work. Now, they're not going to they're not going to one-shot the boss node, I don't think, at tier 12. This is where I'm going to need to put more gear on them, but yeah, at this point, there's the possibility of it. So it's nice to see that it's going to work, and honestly, I'm happy with it. Now, one of the questions we're going to go over is the T4s on this team. We got the passive here on Spider-Punk. In fact, we have most of the passives. Scarlet Spider's passive, we have Ghost Spider's passive, and I also got 2 of the T4s. I got the blind for the basic here. You really, really want that, especially at the lower tier levels. And then Web Snare, because it helps to spread all negative effects from the primary target to all secondary targets. That was how I got the blind on one character, and then spread it to everybody in that second fight. That was really, really helpful. Kind of helped that fight go a little bit quicker. And then the passive on Spider-Man for the filling speed bar on your allied dodge. So those are the T4s I have. I don't have any T4s. So yeah, I'm really lacking in the T4 department with this team as well. Again, just trying to see what we can do for the absolute minimum to make this team work. So that's going to wrap it up for me here, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. Did you guys enjoy this? Did you find it helpful? Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll just wrap it up here, just kind of showing, yeah, we time out here. Not ideal. And we heal Spider-Punk. Yeah, again, see, this is why I kept Spider-Punk on the outside. He's really weak. And then, yeah, we're just wrapping things up here. So, yeah, this is going to wrap it up for me, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you guys did enjoy this video, did find it helpful, make sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.